Hey guys, welcome back. You're in the kitchen with Kimberly, and today we are going to make an eggplant lasagna. Now, I've never had an eggplant before, never even really seen one in person except for in passing in the grocery store. And why I decided such a bold move? Because if you're going to try it, go big or go home, right? So I've already sliced up 3, I would say, large eggplants into about 1/2-inch thick pieces, and I've laid them out here on these cookie sheets under parchment paper, well, on top of parchment paper, and I have sprinkled them with salt on both sides to make them sweat, because that apparently removes the bitterness from the eggplant. And since this is my first go around with it, y'all wish me luck. Keep your fingers crossed out there for me. So I'm going to go ahead and start with blotting off the sweat. Alright, so now that I've got my eggplant, I'll blot it so it's not sweaty anymore, and olive oiled on both sides. I'm going to put them in the oven. I already had it preset on 400 degrees. I don't know if they knew how big eggplants were when they came up with this recipe, but that's a lot of eggplants, a whole lot of vegetables. All right, so I'm back while my eggplants are in here roasting in the oven, hopefully for the better. I'm going to start with about 2 tablespoons of olive oil over medium-high heat. Get a good coat on the bottom of the pan. Most kids don't like onions. I was one of those kids, did not like onions. And it's just amazing to me how many things you can do with an onion. You can eat it cooked and it's great. You can eat it raw and it's great. Now, I'm not the one to eat the onion on its own. I'm not that bold, but it is pretty good. In salads, casseroles, soups, just make the most of it. If you have any ideas or suggestions of what you would like to see me cook, please let us know on Facebook. I mean, I'm always up for suggestions. I think this is probably like the most complicated I want to go though. Lasagnas are complicated anyway, whether it's meat or vegetarian. Get a good saute on that, give it a couple of minutes. I have about, I think it was 6 garlic cloves, so between 4 and 8. I think it was about 6 of them, but they were pretty good size, so it's roughly about 8 garlic cloves in there. And so now I'm gonna add my garlic in. And it says saute with the onion until fragrant. I don't know about you guys, but to me, garlic is pretty fragrant right from the start. As soon as you peel it out of its layers of skin, it's like, hello, I'm garlic. But I guess I'm gonna give it about 35, 45 seconds. Here we go with the spinach. So the recipe calls for about 6 ounces of a baby spinach, or roughly 2 large handfuls. Spinach rinsed, back in business. So you're gonna add it to the pan here and mix it in with the garlic and the onions until it wilts. And we don't just want regular spinach taste, so of course we're going to season this up a little bit with salt and pepper. Turn the burner down a little bit, just a smidge. All right, spinach in. So I didn't do too much salt in the spinach because I put salt on the eggplants on both sides before. That's what started the sweating process. And then I just added some spinach here into my garlic and onion base or mixture filling. That's what the recipe calls. It's called filling. And you just want to cook that until your spinach is wilted, which it is. This pepper makes me want to sneeze, but I'm not going to sneeze. Not going to do it. And in no time, it's cooked down. Like, where did that great big bag of spinach go? It's all here. All right, gonna turn the burner off on that and move it along to the ricotta mixture. All right, so I had a bowl right over here. And we're gonna need, this is 16 ounces of whole ricotta cheese. Oh, look at that, it's already done for me. I have a magical Sue Genius somewhere. And then I had my basil. How much basil did I need? A 1/4 cup of chopped basil. I need a large egg, but there's this thing that I do with my egg. I don't know about you guys, but I love eggs. I just don't love that whole umbilical cord thing. So, if you don't mind, I'm not going to use it. And I just kind of use the shell there to chop it off and put the rest of it where it should be. Okay, so I got my fork so I can properly mix up this ricotta cheese filling. Okay, so I have the 16 ounces of ricotta cheese, a 1/4 cup of basil, my nutmeg. It's about a 1/4 teaspoon of nutmeg. So we're not gonna go too hard. Say right there. And that wasn't even nutmeg, that was black pepper. Read your ingredients, folks. Pepper's supposed to go in it too, though. Okay. Roughly eyeball that. Salt. About a 1/4 teaspoon of salt. And what's this? This is my pecornia. Now that I have never used. So this cheese here is supposed to be better than Parmesan cheese, the grated or shredded Parmesan cheese. I actually like Parmesan, so we'll see what goes in here. Mix that up a little bit more. And how much of this cheese do I have in here? So this is about 1/4 cup of the pecorino cheese here. And about a cup to a cup and a half of mozzarella cheese. Half cup measuring cup, use it about 2 or 3 times. And I have about 3 minutes on these eggplant slices. However, they're not done. They're just like midway through, but I'm supposed to check them in about 25 minutes. So that was a cup and a half of mozzarella cheese. Alright, so that looks all mixed up there. And I'm gonna set this off to the side for later. My eggplants are out of the oven. They're all roasted. They look completely different than they did when they went in, from when they went in. And that's not necessarily a bad thing because I wanted them to shrink. I was really scared, like, how are they even gonna fit in this pan? However, I tasted one, or a little piece of one, and was like, I don't know. I'm still wondering what the excitement is about an eggplant. So we're going to assemble this lasagna and hopefully I will get my answer. So I have a 24-ounce jar of marinara sauce. It's calling for 3/4 of a cup to go at the bottom, or just enough to cover the bottom of a 13 by 9 inch baking dish. Now, if this was a meat lasagna, I would have had some sausage in here and onions, peppers. It would be in my sauce. But this is just calling for some marinara. So we're just gonna go with the marinara. Now, I got this recipe from a website called Feasting Home. I just randomly Googled vegetarian dishes. And it caught my eye because it was very colorful. So I was like, yeah, I like colorful. And I like challenging too. Now I have no-bake lasagna noodles. I'm just gonna lay these out in the bottom of the pan. Yeah, I'm that person. I'm like, no, it doesn't fit perfectly. They're gonna know. I don't know why I do that to myself. No one cares. It's going down the same way. See, and then that's why, because it won't fit, and then you're like, no. What do we do? Okay. All right, so it goes marinara sauce, no bake noodles, marinara sauce over the noodles. Thin layer, and then just kind of spread that out. I think that's what makes a dish for me. You can tell when somebody actually cared about the effort that goes into making a dish look nice as well as taste nice. Because, like, I don't care what you do to a chitlin, not gonna try it. I'm just not gonna do it. Because you can't make it look nice. Plus, I know what it is. Alright, so cheese layer. Oh, no, actually, we go eggplant. Uh-oh, it's time for the eggplant. I'll use the thinner pieces so it's not overwhelming. They don't look too bad. I told one of my coworkers what I was making. She was like, "Oh, you've never had eggplant parmesan?" No, ma'am. No, never done that before. space that's in there to fill that in. Make that one in half, put it in that corner, that one over there. All right. Next layer. Ricotta. Okay, we're doing this. My eyes might be playing tricks on me, but it really does look like, just from touching the skin of the eggplant, some of the ricotta is turning purple. So I'm supposed to use about half of the mixture. It's looking like a lasagna. Okay, so eggplant, half ricotta, spinach mixture. Okay, and I'm supposed to use all of the spinach mixture. Okay. So I was like, I don't think that's gonna be enough for 2 layers. But it doesn't have to be, 'cause that's the center. All right. Now I know there's some more layers in here. Just need to get the order down. Oh, I literally put my mozzarella and pecorino away when I need some more. Grab out the fridge real quick. Half a cup mozzarella cheese and 1/8 of a cup of the pecorino. So this is a half a cup of mozzarella cheese. It says 1/8 of a cup of pecorino romano. I don't know where my 1/4 cup went, so I'm just gonna do half of a half. Okay, one layer down. So you're gonna do this again. Pasta. Oh. Marinara. Oh, here's my work order cup. Using it for the sauce. Because the recipe doesn't really tell you how much marinara sauce to put on each layer, so I guess you just kind of eyeball it to your preference. All right, lasagna layer. And I did it again. Completely forgot. Okay. All right. A little bit of marinara. Spread it out. All right, back to these bad boys right here. Alrighty. Ricotta. Now, depending on how this thing tastes, of course, determines whether or not I'll make it again. But I've been surprised many times by things that I did not think I would enjoy, and it turned out that they were actually great. So here's to hoping for the best. Doesn't spread well. Ricotta. I don't know, maybe have to modify that. right, it's getting down to the wire. I'll toss this baby in the oven on 400. Cook it for 75 minutes. It's going to be roughly an hour and 15 minutes. But all things considered, since it's pretty thick, it may take a little longer. But I'll keep a sharp eye on it. Alright, cover it with the remainder of this Romano cheese. Oh, this is not Romano cheese, this is marinara sauce. Oh my goodness, I'm not a breakfast person, okay? So I don't get up and cook first thing in the morning. I really don't even know how people do that. It's like my brain is still waking up. It's not thinking about hunger, it's just thinking about why. Why are we awake now? All right, guys, that's what it's looking like. Eggplant lasagna. Just gonna put it in the oven for 75 minutes, and then we'll be back to see what it looks like afterwards. Thanks. All right, folks, we're down to the last 20 minutes, and I'm going to get started on my arugula almond pesto to go on top of the eggplant lasagna. Excuse me. All right, so I've got a cup of packed arugula. I've got all of my ingredients on the other side. This is probably like a quarter of a cup of basil because I use the basil in my ricotta mixture, so I'm just going to use the rest. Hopefully it won't make too much of a difference. If it does, I won't know because it's my first time ever making it. So I've got 1 teaspoon of lemon zest, and yes, I zested it myself. Now, all that garlic that I used for the spinach onion filling, I ended up using all of my garlic. So I just so happened to find some minced garlic. Hopefully this substitute won't be too bad. It's about all I have. And I have about a quarter of a teaspoon of pepper in here. The recipe called for cracked pepper, but I don't have that, so I'm going to use what I've got. And like always, we hope for the best. I have a quarter cup of almonds here. I thought they were smoked almonds, but these turned out to be salt and vinegar almonds, so I'm pretty sure that's going to be a little unique kick. But the recipe did say that if your almonds are heavily salted, just use enough salt to taste, not so much as what the recipe calls for the arugula pesto. So I've got my garlic clove. I have a quarter cup of my almonds, my basil leaves, a cup of packed arugula, the 1 teaspoon of lemon zest. I need a tablespoon of fresh lemon juice. So from that lemon that I zested, I'm going to use, and hopefully this will give me at least a teaspoon. Yeah, I got more than a tablespoon. Why do I keep saying teaspoon? Thought I pulled all of the seeds out. All right, 1 tablespoon of fresh lemon juice. Okay. And I have 1/3 cup of olive oil here. So, where's my lid? I'm gonna coarse chop this up. It's not supposed to be too smooth, so I guess I have to keep a close eye on it so that it's not getting too mushy on me. All right. Uh-oh. Oh, this is not mine. We'll be right back. What in the world? He just said, okay, so basically you just plug it up and then you just turn the sucker on. And this here, is it 2-packed? Okay.
I still had to record the whole
Oh, okay. So yeah, I didn't know what was going on, but thank goodness we got it straightened out. And I'm gonna start adding my oil in. It's a whole bunch of firsts for me. This is the first time I've used something like this. First time I've ever made pesto before. Yeah, so I'm feeling good about it. Now it says to beat it so it's not too smooth, but I really don't know what too smooth is as I have nothing to compare it to. So I'm just gonna open up the top and see what I've got going on the inside here. Kind of get it off the sides and take it for another spin. Smells good. Yeah, where is it? There you go. And I have 11 minutes on this lasagna. Our fingers are still crossed for me. Yes, yes. All right. So, yeah, pesto. I just made pesto, guys. I'm gonna taste it. Spicy, lemony. I guess. I guess it's gonna come together with this lasagna. I don't know. I don't know. Y'all just keep me in your prayers. 'Cause your girl is trying. All right. Okay, so that's the pesto. And we will be back in about 10 minutes to get this lasagna out of the oven and see what it's looking like, and to top it off with our pesto for the final result. All right, be right back. All right, so lasagna done. Let's see what this bad boy is looking like. Okay. Look like a regular lasagna. Look like I could eat it. All right, so we're gonna get it topped off with some of this arugula almond pesto. It tastes a little bit lemony to me, but apparently it must go well with the dish. However, I'm not going to just slather it all over the place. Use it sparingly, just because I honestly don't know what I'm doing with this thing. And I did all of this to say, don't be afraid of a challenge, all right? Things look crazy and hectic when you're first going in, but if you stick to it, you can probably find your way out. Like, this whole dish has been giving me bad dreams and just indigestion all week. Like, oh my gosh, am I gonna be able to make this thing? What in the world? But yeah, I was just in my own head for no apparent reason. Well, if anybody out there decides to give it a try, I hope you like it and it's not too overwhelming for you, and you have all of your stuff together before you actually start, because all of that running around was not the life, let me tell you. All right, so here we have it. Eggplant lasagna with arugula almond pesto. Bon appetit.